Hello, everyone. My name is Troy Vossler, co-founder of gener8tor, and this is the next installment of the gener8tor Founder Series Spotlight. Today, I am joined by Virginia, the co-founder and CEO of Nyad. Hello, Virginia, and welcome.
Hi, Troy.
Maybe to get started, I'd love for you to introduce yourself and your company, and then tell us more about Nyad.
Yeah, sure. So, like I said, my name is Virginia, co-founder and CEO of Nyad, and we are building the AI co-pilot for industrial wastewater. So, my co-founder Chris and I are a second-time founding team from the UK, and within the context of what we're building, almost all wastewater is treated using a biological process, but the operators who run these plants, they have no way to see or control the biology that's actually cleaning the water. So we're bringing computer vision and machine learning into the hands of those operators via a web app, and it helps them to understand what's happening in their treatment processes and helps them to actually optimize it. So allowing them to cut the treatment costs by hundreds of thousands of dollars per year, per site, and allow them to comply with their permits more efficiently and more affordably.
That's very cool. Tell us about the current status of the company, whether that's traction or revenue, notable customers, investment, however you want to think about that. What's the current status and traction of Nyad?
So we started Nyad about 11 months ago, and we are already live in 2 facilities. So we have one 12-month R&D pilot with an oil refinery and another 12-month paid pilot project with a private facility. Funding wise, we're about $250,000 in pre-seed funding, and we have recently just hired our first full-time team member, which is exciting, who's a brilliant PhD scientist, and he leads up our machine learning research.
Nice. Congratulations on that first hire. That's a big milestone.
Yeah.
Where's the company located?
So we are Alabama based.
Right.
And we also went through the gener8tor Alabama program in Birmingham. And I'm a big believer, right, that Alabama is one of America's best kept secrets for like more deeper tech companies and kind of industrial startups. For example, like down in Mobile, you have this massive downstream industry. You have the port. You have up in Huntsville, you've got defense, you've got space tech. Over in Tuscaloosa, you have R&D, and then in Birmingham, where we are, you have this like buzzing hub of startup activity, startup energy. Yeah, so it's been amazing coming from the UK and coming to a whole new place. And the organizations have been amazing who've supported us there. Obviously, gener8tor, Bronze Valley, the EDPA, Innovation Depot, all these players in the state who are creating real for new startups, existing startups. So it's been an amazing place for us to start putting down roots. And we arrived there originally because of the concentration of our target industrial customers. But then we also found there was this amazing access to R&D and talent with the University of Alabama and UAB. And then also a thriving startup ecosystem, which is it's just so important, right? When you're early days running your own company. Yeah. So yeah, being surrounded by people who want us to win in Alabama has been amazing. Plus a great quality of life, which always helps.
It's a great commercial for Alabama. I appreciate the sentiment, and I agree. I think it's just a hub of activity, and I think how you described it as like a undiscovered treasure here in America, and encourage more founders to check it out. For the benefit of the audience, which program did you go through, and when was that?
So we are actually just wrapping up. We just finished this week the Bronze Valley Accelerator program in Birmingham, Alabama.
Excellent. How would you say the accelerator, in this case, the Bronze Valley powered by gener8tor Accelerator, helped you the most?
I would say in classic Southern style, everyone in gener8tor and Bronze Valley has opened their little black books for strategic connections and introductions, and everything has been incredibly intentional. So for fundraising, for landing pilot projects, for meeting customers, industry players, like other startups in the space, and not being a local, it was a really important piece of the puzzle that really helped us build momentum, accelerate our traction in the state and beyond. So yeah, and then obviously there are a couple of components made that program particularly successful for us, being the really small cohort size of only 5 startups. Distilling at the very beginning 3 really hard goals, like set in stone. These are the goals of the program, and they sort of featured like a compass for us at every meeting, every connection, training, touch point. It kind of allowed us to siphon off the kind of the noise from the signal, and allowed us to stay on track when running really fast, because there's always a risk of you kind of wanting to do things that are easier than what you really have to do that week. So massively kept us on track there. So yeah, and then the management team of the program as well was awesome. They were like an extension of our own team.
That's good to hear. What advice do you have for entrepreneurs and founders considering an accelerator program?
I'd say to do your DD on the exact program, the MD, the team, meet them beforehand, get to know them, see if you gel. Like the MD matters, the location matters, all these things matter to check that you are the right fit and that the program is the right fit for you. So checking that their goals align with your goals. There are obviously a bunch of programs that are specialized and some that are generic. I think there are a lot of benefits to both. We were on a more kind of generic one that was not a kind of industry vertical. I really enjoyed the diversity of industries and thought, but some people also enjoy, the concentration of domain expertise. So making sure you know exactly what it is you want out of it, setting those clear KPIs from the beginning. And I would say being in a position to go all in is probably the most important thing. Obviously, you're going to be managing your startup day to day. It's going to be intensive, but I think if you put in low effort, it's going to take all your time and you're not going to get any results. If you put in loads of effort, it will still take the time, but you will yield exponential results, which is the point of the whole program.
Yeah, really good advice. Virginia, tell us about your favorite part of the program, or perhaps the favorite connection that you made during the program.
Honestly, a big part of it is the rest of the cohort. So we obviously met some fantastic mentors who have shaped and crafted things like our go-to-market and our fundraising strategy. But there were a couple of times when having a small, really tight-knit cohort really stepped up and was exactly what we needed as kind of personally as founders as well. There was a day that we had signed our first pilot project, and we were heading off to the founder retreat that weekend, and we kind of barbecued, we shared founder stories, we shared high times and bad times and our big hopes and dreams as founders and startup operators. So being in a place with other founders going through the same stuff as you and the same problems and the same highlights that you can celebrate and commiserate together is way more valuable than I think anyone gives it credit for.
Yeah, I agree. And that retreat sounded good. Hopefully the barbecue is good.
Oh yeah, it's the South, of course.
And then my last question I end every interview is, if you have one ask for this audience, maybe that's an introduction to a customer, an investor, a mentor, or just a general advice that you're looking for, what would your ask be?
It's a good one. We are opening our round in the fall. So any recommendations, introductions to early stage VCs ahead of opening that round who are excited by AI industrial automation, we'd love to chat.
I love it. Well, please make sure to check out the link to Nyad in the description. We'll include that below. Virginia, thank you so much for your time and good luck. Hopefully the fundraise goes well and hopefully you continue to have more and more traction. So thanks again for the time and cheers, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.